Well, good evening, Panther fans, and welcome into the PrimeStar Home Health Coaches Show. I'm here with head coach Doty. And Coach, kind of a cold snap here this weekend. How you enjoying the weather so far?
Man, I love it. It's been something that we've been waiting on a long time. So, we was out at practice today, and it seemed a little hot, and somebody told me it was 73. So,
It's about a 40-degree swing from when you guys started.
Absolutely excited about the weather.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, before we get into Friday night's big win, I know we want to go back real quickly. Appreciate William Handy filling in last week as you guys did a pre-recorded show for Friday night with fall break and all that. But I want to go back to last week's game against Bastrop and recognize our players of the week brought to us by First Security, Tyler Monroe and Mr. Mitch Houston. And Coach, for the Bastrop game, who were your players of the week?
That'd be Dylan and Devin Downs. Come on up, guys. Dylan's our starting quarterback for us. He's a junior, and Devin is starting DB for us, and he's a freshman. And they both had big-time games the other night. Dylan had 4 total touchdowns, a couple beautiful throws, and Devin had 2 interceptions, and one was a great catch over just over his head. It was outstanding. Then had a punt return called back as well. So, we knew it was going to be a big game for these guys, and they went up there and showed out. And, man, we're just proud to have them here and excited about them. They're good students. They do a good job in our building, and, they got bright futures ahead of them. And these are our players of the week for last week in the Bastrop game, and Devin Downs and Dylan Downs. So let's give them a big hand.
Congratulations, guys.
Thanks, man. You can kind of tell they're brothers. Huh?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Even wore the same hoodie. I like that. Well, Coach, let's get into to this week, and we want to recognize our McDonald's Senior Spotlight brought to us by usually by Miss Jennifer Thomas, but tonight we have Mr. Darren Thomas, pinch hitting. And so who are our seniors this week, Coach?
We got Dalton Moody. Dalton, come on up, and Tyler Brow. 2 of our seniors right here. Our Senior Spotlight this week, and they'll also serve as captains this week for the North Webster game. These 2 guys have been with us for this is their 4th year in the program. Do a good job, man. They're great students as well. Just do everything we ask them to do, always on time, and just do all the little things right. And we're proud of them for being part of our program for 4 years. And let's give them a big hand. They'll be captains tonight, Friday night as well. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations, guys. Well, folks, Coach, let's get into what everybody wants to talk about. The big win Friday night over Union Parish, 24-10. And I'll get into some specifics in a minute. But just as you've had a chance a couple of days now looking back, what were your thoughts as you looked at the tape and kind of just enjoyed the weekend?
Well, it's always a big win. Anytime you win a game on Friday night, it's a big win. And we talk about that a lot with our kids. But, this one was a little bit extra special. I'll tell you that because of how last year went. Our kids were excited about playing them, getting a chance for some redemption. And, I just thought we played really well, especially defensively, right out of the gate, and played great. We had a couple of hiccups on offense early in the game, So it was just a big time win for us, man. We had a good home crowd and great atmosphere for football.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we knew going in, and you and I talked about even before I had gone out of town last week, that it was going to be a physical game, a lot of emotion surrounding that. Anytime that we get together with Union, that kind of is just what it is. We call it big boy football is what William and I talk about. But when you look at just that, especially amongst the line of scrimmage, offense line, defensive line, how did you think your guys handled that part of the game and then just their endurance for 4 quarters against that physicality?
Very well. We thought, looking at film, you see these guys mauling other people, but, we really thought that we was going to match up well against them with our defensive line and thought our offensive line would match up well against them. Just watching the film, we just felt like our schedule that we had played kind of had prepared us for physical football with the teams we played early. And, looking at their schedule, they had kind of played just spread teams, so we just kind of thought our schedule, we thought that we had an advantage because we've been in battles, 2 or 3, 4 times this year already. So, and against some really good teams. So we felt like we were going to be able to hold up against them. And, and our kids worked hard all week and, just practiced what they were taught to do and went out and executed it.
Well, Coach, let's talk some specifics, and I'll start with the offensive side. You mentioned a moment ago that early on we had a couple of turnovers that kind of slowed things down, but we're able to kind of move the ball. And I know that you have preached to your team as long as I've known you. I've heard you say this every year multiple times, that in every ball game something bad is going to happen. And it seemed like that even Friday night when those bad things did happen, your guys stayed focused, came back out, defense would come out, get a shutout, offense back on the field, rolling again. How do you help your guys in the moment? I know what you preach to them in practice and in pregame, but in the moment, how do you help your guys, hey, put that behind you and move forward?
Well, I think that's the maturity of our team. Last year we didn't handle that very well. In any game we turned it over early. It seemed like we had more of a, oh no, here it goes again mentality. This year, with the help of senior leadership, and I think we've gotten past that point. We know we're good enough to overcome those things, and you just kind of got to reassure them, hey man, hate that happened, but life ain't fair. So let's go out there and buck up and let's get it back and let's do our job. And next time you go out, let's do a better job securing the football and let's just go score.
Well, Coach, your offense racks up 315 yards rushing against a pretty good Union defense. And what were some of the keys to that success on the ground?
Well, I thought one of the things was Dylan made really good checks at the line of scrimmage, and got us in some good plays. Tremel had a really good night. He made correct cuts. I think him and Hagan are a really good group. They're just a great duo. One of them brings a lot of cutting ability and some speed, and the other one brings some physicality to you. And, being able to run them guys on and off in different series really helped us. And I just thought our line played really good. We had some gaping holes in there. We hit our fullbacks, man. If we could keep our feet with our fullbacks, they may have 800 yards rushing, but we get tripped up a lot. But those two guys really hit it hard. Gavin looked really good the other night. So Cody looked good. Cody got some really tough yards in the second half. I thought so. But, yeah, I thought they played really well. Our receivers did a great job of blocking downfield. One of Dylan's TD run down there, Jacob Bream did a great job of blocking down the field. And when everything goes together and you start working together and you're doing everything you're supposed to, then good things will happen.
Well, Coach, it's been said, and I actually have that in my notes. It's been said around here that if you're going to play wide receiver, you better know how to block at Sterlington. And
that's right.
Talk about that a little bit. A lot of folks think, hey, you just put whoever you want at wide receiver because we're not going to throw it 50 times. So what does it matter? But why is that blocking downfield so important to the run game? Well,
because, if he's not blocking that guy, he may tackle Dylan,
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons. But, running the veer, the pitch, you got to make sure you go block whoever you're supposed to block. Sometimes it's the free safety you crack or the strong safety you crack, and sometimes it's man on. But you want to block those guys because if they're responsible for pitch, you don't want to get your tailback blown up,
right.
And Coach Chrislip has done a fantastic job with our receivers. He works on stop blocks, receiver releases. I mean, just running routes. He does the whole thing. He's done a great job, and I've seen a big difference in our receivers this year for sure.
Well, Coach, I know a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I guess last time was a week ago, we were talking about this. A little disappointed in the way the receivers blocked on a couple plays there towards the end of the Bastrop game. But then this week, I just think the growth for Jacob and for Nathan White and Travis Adams, got different guys are in there. I think you've seen some of that from Coach Chrislip. Just those guys are growing and beginning to understand their role in the offense.
Well, if you come to practice, you're going to hear some voices, and his is going to be one of the ones you hear. And he's very aggressive in how he coaches, and I think the kids have bought into what he's teaching them, and it's fun to watch, and it's fun to watch develop on Friday night. And like I said, just we're glad to have him.
Well, Coach, you ran the ball really well, but in the passing game didn't really set any records Friday night. But there was one play I wanted to talk to you about just for a moment, and it was on 3rd and 21 in the third quarter. And Nathan White's catch coming across the field, Dylan's rolling to his left, throws across his body. And I know one of the things that we've seen from Nathan, we call him Idaho around here, we've seen from Idaho is he can take the top off of a defense in a hurry. You give him a play action, he can get behind the defense. But on that particular play, we were able to watch him kind of catch it underneath the safeties and then turn up that sideline. How big was that first down in that play of the third quarter?
I think it was the play of the game, at that point in time. That was huge. And, I think Dylan did a great job of getting to where he was supposed to be. I mean, that's a off-balance throw. He puts it right on the money. Nathan is making plays now.
Yeah.
And it's good to get him the ball. He turns it upfield, and, he stepped out of bounds there, I think on the 9 maybe.
He says he didn't, Coach. I asked him again today.
Well, yeah, well, that's what I'd say too.
That's
but
right.
when I asked him, he said he didn't know. So at least he's but stepped out of bounds right there. We end up scoring, and that was really the play of the game to me. I mean, but I always say big time players got to make big time plays in big time games, and those two did it right there.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, let's talk about that defense. I definitely have come along, and man, I think all year long we've been looking at defense, and they just seem to be getting better week in and week out, which is a great place to be as a team that you've not peaked yet. You're just getting better week in and week out. And so what were your thoughts just specifically on defense? Who stood out to you, and what were some of the things that maybe plays that you remember that were big deals?
I thought our linebackers had the best game they've had this year. All three of them played really well. But a lot of that's because of how well our defensive line played. I think Union Parish's O-line average is like 290 pounds. Our kids held up well to them. I thought Amari played the 6 technique against the big tight end, number 80. To me, for Union Parish, number 80, he kind of dictates everything. Wherever he is, that's where they want to go. I mean, he's kind of their bell cow. And I thought Amari did a great job just maintaining right there and holding leverage on him and letting our linebackers run. And, so just a heck of a job by our front 7 for sure.
Well, Coach, I know I listened to Jackson's interview when it was over with, and I know the last couple of weeks you've really begun to highlight that senior leadership and seeing that from your linebackers, Dylan Underwood and Jackson King. One of the things that Jackson said in his interview was that you guys basically just played a base defense or were able to fly to the football. Folks sometimes maybe think that we're trying to do trickery, but really Friday night seemed like you guys just lined up and went after them.
Yeah, one of the things we talk about back in the back and front rooms and all this, and is sometimes you just got to do what you do, and you got to do what you're comfortable with, and we're comfortable with playing base and playing a solid and doing certain things that we do out of it, and sometimes you don't need to go reinvent the wheel. And I hate to say this, but I think sometimes when people play us, they should just play base defense, and instead of what they're doing and something new next week, just try to stop us. But I thought it was great being able to hold up in that. And, we had a few different fronts that Mark and them guys put in and run some of them, just kind of keep them off balance. But we just played what we played and, just kind of held up and, we said nothing but no big plays, no big plays. If they get it, make them earn it. And because we just didn't feel like they could drive 12 to 15 plays down the field on us without making a mistake. So, it was a heck of a ball game. I can tell you that.
Because, yeah, without a doubt, it was a lot of fun to watch for sure. So congratulations on the big win. Coach, let's talk about your players of the week this week, brought to us again by First Security Title of Monroe.
Well, defensively, we have Jackson King, who had a heck of a game the other night. Come on up, Jackson. Jackson was also named Aaron's Ace this week, so we're proud of him. We ain't had one of those in a while. Jackson had 11 total tackles. I believe 2 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble. Just had a heck of a game. Influenced a lot of other plays too, and had a couple big licks, but he was flying around, and the effort like that's going to get him recognized. So we're proud of him. Almost a 4.0 guy, right?
Oh, yeah, 4.0.
He's a 4.0.
Okay.
4.0.
All right, 4.0.
So, and really high on ACT too, right? 28? 27. I was trying to give you a point,
27 on
Jackson.
ACT, 4.0. That's pretty good, and a good football player. So, but we're so proud of him, man, and this is our player of the game. So let's give him a big hand.
Congratulations, Jackson.
Tremel Cobbin was our offensive player of the week right here. Tremel had a heck of a game the other night, and he rushed for 124 yards, I believe, a couple touchdowns. Just proud of his effort the other night. I've told you all year long, when we get Trammell Cobbin going, watch out. And he got going the other night, and he's been close to breaking loose, but he broke loose when we needed him to break loose, and had the big game when we needed him to have a big game. So you see here, he's got a shirt already from somebody, Offensive Impact. I don't know where those are coming from, but kind of like him. So, but yeah, he's our Offensive Player of the Week, Trammell Cobbin. He's a senior, and we're proud of him, and he's a great student as well. Let's give him a big hand.
Congratulations, Trammell. Again, those are our Players of the Week, brought to you by First Security Title of Monroe. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. Be back in 60 seconds with more of the Coach's Show in just a moment.
Choose PrimeStar Home Health. We'll provide the best care for your patient or loved one. From managing chronic conditions to wound care and therapy, we specialize in a wide range of services. PrimeStar Home Health. We have the skill to heal and the spirit to care. Choose PrimeStar Home Health. We'll provide the best care for your patient or loved one. From managing chronic conditions to wound care and therapy, we specialize in a wide range of services. PrimeStar Home Health. We have the skill to heal and the spirit to care.
Benoit Ford Chevrolet GMC in Farmerville is here to serve you and your family just like you are a part of ours. With 2 dealerships for you to find the perfect vehicle, Benoit is proud to offer great deals right here in the heart of North Louisiana. 206 South Main Street and 1001 Sterlington Highway in Farmerville, going the extra mile to offer you the best options for your vehicle needs. That's what we do. Stop by and join the Benoit family in your new vehicle from Benoit Ford Chevrolet GMC today.
Ready to sell? Ready to buy? Call David Bryant, your local Sterlington realtor. David's dedication to his clients is unmatched. He'll listen to your needs, answer your questions, and guide you through every step of the process. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned investor, David has the expertise to make your real estate dreams a reality. Licensed in Louisiana, each office independently owned and operated. David Bryant, your local Sterlington realtor.
Thanks, Coach Doty. Hi, I'm Ashley Dowdy with Homeland Bank. We believe that investing in our schools and local teams means investing in our future. We're committed to creating endless possibilities both on and off the field. Together we can build a brighter tomorrow.
Homeland Bank and the Sterlington Panthers. Together we can build a winning team. Where's your money?
Homeland Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Well, folks, welcome back into the PrimeStar Home Health Coaches Show here with head coach Lee Doty. And Coach, again, congratulations last week on the big win over Union. And Panthers back home again, 2 weeks in a row, back in Panther Stadium this week. But it is going to be the last regular season game here before we hit the road to finish out the season the next 2 weeks.
Right.
So last regular season time in Panther Stadium. And let's talk a little bit about North Webster. I know you had a chance, and you guys have started preparation and all that. Coach, North Webster, just looking at kind of the way they are this year, better ball club than last year. They've really played in a lot of close ball games and have won a few of those, come up on the short end against some opponents in our district, but they're not who they were. What can you tell us about the Knights right now?
Well, first thing you notice when you turn the film on is how fast they are. I mean, they can really run. They got 3 guys, number 22, number 4, number 1, that can play for anybody, they can fly. I mean, they're track guys, and track guys playing football, and they really run well. And, they're also very well coached. I think Coach Ware does a great job. I mean, you can always tell when you turn the film on if they're good in special teams, if they, and they're pretty good in all 3 phases of the game. And, so I think they're 4-3 right now. Yep. They had a big win last week at home. So, they should be fired up and ready to go. And, offensively, like I said, they can really run. Defensively, they're not as big as some of the people we have, but those same guys that can run on offense run on defense too. So, it's going to be tough to get big plays on them because they run really well. So, it's going to be a fun game for us, and last home regular season game. It's also a future Prancing Panthers night, and hopefully have a big crowd and create a great atmosphere. They have to drive a long way on the bus, man, so we should make it, excited for them.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, offensively, we know that they give you that same spread look we've seen from a lot, but tend to be more run-oriented out of the spread. What challenges does that present to your defense? It's not just a pass spread. This is more of a run-oriented spread. So how is that different from some of what you've seen so far?
Well, they pull the guard almost every play. I mean, somebody's pulling. A lot of times it's two guards, and they'll run the buck sweep out of, with the halfback. They'll run it with the wing back. They'll run it with the slot guy. They really keep you on your toes with some reverses and, some little inside pass plays, a little shovel pass here and there. And they throw the tunnel out there to number one, or they'll just throw it up to number one. He'll go make a play. And, they keep you on your toes. I mean, it's the old wing T offense. They're just running it out of the spread, and they're doing it very well.
Well, Coach, when we talk about that wing T, whether it is spread or it's under center, for your linebackers and for your guys, ball key, of course, but when they start running that cross action, those reverses, what are the keys to kind of stopping that?
Well, just kind of a cross read, if I'm here and my back goes away, then I pick up the back coming to me. And, it's several different ways to do it. You can guard read it and, or you can just line up and try to run through gaps on them. And, Union just kind of lined up and brought their defensive ends right in there and tried to stop the sweep. And they did a good job with that. So, it's several different ways to try to stop it, but, lining up and trying to stop it and stopping it's two different things. So we got another day to figure it out.
Well, Coach, defensively, they bring a defense. Again, you talk about the speed going both ways. Well, what are the challenges that we can expect to our offense from that defense?
Well, they kind of looks like to me they're basing out of a 3-3 stack, and, they like to blitz a lot. And we haven't played anybody that has blitzed us a lot. So this is going to be a unique challenge for us. But they don't mind bringing, all them guys and bringing them from different angles and, jumping the linemen back to linebacker, jumping their linebackers to the defensive line. And so, they're not as big as some of the guys, so they use their speed and try to put them on the move all the time. They're not sitting ducks in there, they're always moving. So I know our offensive lines work really hard trying to figure out, the angles and those type of things they need to take this week. So, again, they're well coached on defense. They tackle well. So, they're a good football team.
Well, Coach, for the offense, I mean, you talk about the blocking and all of the things the offensive line has to do. What are the keys for the offense this week just to have a good night and have success?
Be physical. I think we need to be physical and, pop one. When you do blitz, you're susceptible to giving up a big run. And, we got to take advantage of that and go and just be physical. And, sometimes you just got to get foot to foot and bring it to them, and like I said, them running those backers through there a lot, it's going to give us some fits, and unless we can get closer splits and block down and kick out and do the things that we do, So Dylan have to have a good night getting us in a good play. Pulling the ball on the veer is going to be a big play for us if we get that done. So, just go out there and execute Panther football.
Well, Coach, good luck on Friday night against North Webster as those guys come in. I do want to ask you this, just thinking about the schedule in front of us and even what you've come through so far, especially last week, such a physical, emotional win, and you guys left it all on the field. What's the key to staying focused this week and accomplishing all the things that are in front of you?
Well, we talked about that for 2 days now, and, the thing about football teams is there's a very little difference that separates a average team from a good team and a good team from a great team. The good teams doesn't matter about what team they're playing. It doesn't matter about the opponent who is across the chest. It only matters about Panthers on our chest. And, you got to focus every time. You got to respect every opponent, and you got to treat everybody the same. And, so that's what we talked about doing, this is the most important game on the schedule, because it's the next game on the schedule, and try to have that mentality. Don't always work doing that, but, if you go out and get hit in the mouth early in the game, it usually wakes you up. So I'm anxious to see how our kids handle this. Again, I'm going to lean on our senior leadership to kind of get this done. And, I understand what happened last week was a big win. And, and I'm sure he got patted on their back, told everybody, everybody told them how good they were. And that's not a bad thing. You know, I think that we're not a bad football team. So it's not bad to be told that, but you got to put that behind you and focus on Friday night, because North Webster, you know, the bullseye is on us. You know, they got a chance to come in and upset the whole thing. So we better be ready to play.
Well, Coach, again, good luck this week as North Webster comes in. Give you some final thoughts before we wrap it up.
Well, I'm excited about it. You know, Friday night. I mean, we're in week 8. You know, and I don't mind telling you, this thing has flown by. And you know, I know that we're gonna have a big crowd, because everybody should be excited about what's going on, and we have the future Prancer and Panthers there, and you know, we should have a lot of granddads and grandmothers, and you know, we need them to stay for the game and get behind us and fill those bleachers up again, man. You know, it's amazing when you play in front of full bleachers. You know, so we're excited about that, man, and hey, we're going to send these seniors out with a win on their last regular season game.
Absolutely. Well, Panther fans, Friday night, 7 o'clock, Panther Stadium, Sterlington versus North Webster. If you can't make it, you can catch us on YouTube beginning at 6:15 with a replay of this coach's show. Pre-game show will start about 6:45, kickoff right at 7 with myself and William Handy. And invite you to make sure you go by and check out the website, shspantherfootball.com, for the highlight videos, game replays, and so much more. You can also find the link for the live stream on that website. Coach, one final thought before we sign off.
I hope we see all of you out there Friday night. And as always, go Panthers.
Panther fans, that's going to do it for tonight's PrimeStar Home Health Coaches Show. Hope you have a great week. We'll see you Friday night.
Copeland Electric Company, providing excellence in electrical services since 1971. Their secret? Copeland has the manpower, resources, and knowledge to assemble and mobilize teams quickly and efficiently. Go Panthers from Copeland Electric!